Hi there, I am Whitney Athard, Public Relations Officer at the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. Welcome to the first episode of the Local Government Forum, a weekly program designed with you in mind. Here is where we share information about developments taking place in communities across Guyana and how the strategic programs and objectives of the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development are improving lives and livelihoods. In this week's episode, preparation for local government elections are fully underway. Residents elated as the long-awaited Swan Primary School is officially commissioned. And local government minister calls for better management of City Hall. Residents will go to the poll on March 13, 2023 for local government elections. Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Darmlal, has announced that 14 constituencies and 28 councillors will be added to allow a greater representation and better management of communities. At the press conference held on Friday, November 25th, Minister Darmlal said that the changes were made in consultation with residents of the communities and will result in positive outcome.
Today, primarily, we are to share with you on behalf of the government what has transpired so far leading up to local government elections on March 30, 2023. As you're aware, President Ali made a commitment over 2.5 years ago during his campaign that when elected, his government will pursue the proper conduct of local government elections. Not just as an event, but as part of the democratic norms that contribute to the guiding principles of the People's Progressive Party Civic. And so we have been steadfastly working over the last 2 years in preparation for local government elections. Statutorily, local government elections were to be held last year. However, because of the machinations at GCOM, we were unable to conduct local government elections, as per advice of the Guyana Elections Commission as well. Since then, we have been able to get to a point where we have since nominated March 30 as Local Government Elections Day 2023. And during the conduct of those elections, we have made some telling changes which will contribute to greater democracy building at the local level. We are aware that local democracy is essential to the overall development of our communities and to our people and to our country. And so for the 2023 local government elections, we have made some changes which we believe, and in consultation with those communities and residents that would be affected by those changes, albeit positively, we believe that these changes will redound to the benefit of greater and expanded and enhanced community development.
In 2018, there were some 1,192 councillors across the country in 596 constituencies. However, for the upcoming 2023 LGE, there will now be 1,220 councillors within 610 constituencies across Guyana.
There are 14 areas that were affected in 2018, and we have decided that for better representation, that those areas go back to the 2016 constituency boundaries. So we believe that at the end of local government elections on March 13, that there is going to be better representation of people. There is going to be more activism on behalf of residents within these areas, and our government will happily work with all 70 NDC areas as well as the 10 municipal areas across our country. One of the things that I would like to share with you, we have also, because of these modifications and changes, we will now increase the complement of councillors in local democratic organs in the 80 local authority areas, namely the 70 NDCs and the 10 municipalities. So in 2018, we had 1,192 councillors across the country in 596 constituencies, and for the 2023 local government elections, we will have 1,220 councillors in 610 constituencies across the country. So those are our report to the communities across Guyana and to the people across Guyana. President Ali has made this commitment, and we are on the way to fulfilling this commitment and ensuring that the democratic norms that we desire as a people, that those are going to be spread across all the local authority areas in our country. And everyone can be assured of the government's support in making sure that every single NDC and municipal area benefits from the largest that the government manages in the country. We've had many challenges with some of our municipalities as well as NDCs, and we believe too that with local government elections and with the type of activism that has been taking place at the local level, we are going to see greater determination at the local level, and hopefully we are going to see better managed communities. The government is going to be a critical partner, and I would like to commit on behalf of His Excellency as well the support of his government to the development of local democracy in Guyana. Thank you very much.
Residents of Swan are filled with excitement and a measure of relief on Monday after the long-awaited Swan Primary School was commissioned. This brings an end to the hour-long trek to and from the nearest schools for scores of children.
Between the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development and the Ministry of Education, on the instruction of President Ali, this school has been constructed. Before the school was constructed, we had to make sure we secured its land for you. And I remember one time we had some negotiations with someone close by to make sure that the land was made available for the construction of this school. So, and I think many of you have heard of Marudi Resort, right? Mr. Paul Damraj. So he provided the land for the construction of this school. So let's give him a big round of applause, actually. So we believe that with all the investments that our government is making, that our president has been leading on, Swan is going to continue to receive quite a lot more support. And don't see this as just an end in terms of what we'll be providing. As Mr. Village Chairman raised, we will also be constructing the road into the village.
For me, I feel overjoyed with the school, and it is a lot of a burden, because at times I used to think about my children walking in the hot sun to go out and coming in. Sometimes, I feel real stressed out, because sometimes the children, you don't have money to send them out there, right? Or pay transport in general, like when they're late to school, or if I'm not feeling well, I think about how I'm going to get out there, like to make sure that the teachers know that I'm not feeling well, why the children absenting, and things like this, right? So I'm really thankful to God about the school that opened in Swan, that we could have a primary school right here, and even thinking bigger that we could have a secondary later down in years to come, or in a few years to come.
I am grateful to the President and to our Honorable Minister, Priya Manichan, for this great opportunity whereby we could have our own primary school in Swan. Because before now, the children had to go way out to Kurukururu, and something it used to be difficult for us as parents. So I must say thanks to the government and to our Honorable Minister, Priya Manichan, for providing this primary school in Swan for us. We are very, very grateful because it is a real good something that they have done for us, and we are really grateful and thankful to them because it'll be a lot more easy for us as parents now. And I want to keep thanking the government and our Honorable Minister because she mentioned this morning here in Swan that next year we will be having our nursery school, and I'm more grateful than ever because I have one little grandson that is in nursery school, but he is in Kurukuru, and he alone have to take the bus in the morning and go way out to Kurukuru, and the bigger ones have to come in Swan. So I am very much grateful and thankful for the rest of the little children that have to go every day in Kurukuru for the nursery school.
And I'm so appreciated for this new school. At least it's a great help to me. I mean with the finance and I mean with the child at school, because my son, he used to be like, every day you have to buy a new book, every day you have to buy a new pencil. And since he started coming in Swan School, it's a real great difference. And at least he's taking in education now, so he don't have to be bullied. So for me, it really, really helped me a very lot and great because many times I study, if he catch the bus, he's be late. But now he's early at home, so he could do his homework, and I'm so happy.
Let's take a look at North Sophia, where hundreds are set to benefit as the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development has signed a $13.6 million contract with the North Sophia Community Development Council to develop a community center. The project will see a number of youths from Sophia being gainfully employed to construct the center. Residents welcome this development.
I am so grateful for this move. This move that this. I don't have words to say. I am so anxious and so glad, and most of all, I thank God to spare my life to live to see this moment. Because first of all, I am one that was in here from nothing. Now it will come to be something, and I am so proud and happy for this moment.
I'm very happy we finally get a community center. Because, we had a lot of promises in the, back then, but now in the future we get in one. So I'm very happy. So yeah, I hope. Looking forward to it.
Okay, well that's very good for the community, and I would like to see the government could do as much more than the center in the community, because we need road, proper road. We had a fire incident. We couldn't even get a fire real long back because of the condition of the road. So them is things that we need to be done at the urgent.
It's going to be nice because the center is very good. The center is going to be very good for the children. And the children, them need it. All who's there running around by gutters and streets and these things, they're going to be in the center. And we're very thankful for whosoever have done this.
The government continues to provide direct support to the development of the capital city of Georgetown through infrastructure works and numerous cleanup exercises. Despite the support of the government, city officials continue to request more funding from central government.
So the problem with Georgetown, and I think that members of the public ought to be aware of this, Georgetown collects its revenue base right now. It's about 2.2 billion Guyana dollars. They have presented budgets to us with that revenue base. They have, sorry, not revenue base. The revenue base is wider, but their collectible revenue over the last few years and historically, $2.2 billion. They have provided as well as part of their budget no savings. As a matter of fact, they're expected to spend everything that they earn and even more. So I think that what needs to happen at City Hall is much more than the political maneuverings in the public that is pursued by the AP and UFC through Ubraj Narain, and for the administration to take account of managing the city much better. What we have, if you go through the budget, there is a minuscule amount of money placed towards solid waste management by the city of Georgetown, and which is possibly the major issue that affects the management of Georgetown. We have had a very limited, where we've seen limited resources placed on enforcement through the city constabulary. But what we have seen too is tens of millions, possibly more, going towards public relations. We have seen hundreds of millions go towards employment. And where are these people? The Ministry of Local Government, the Ministry of Public Works. Our ministries have been the ones doing the heavy lifting. The Ministry of Agriculture as well has basically provided all the resources to keep the city clean and drain properly. All the pumps in Georgetown, despite the torrential rains that we've had over the last few days, we've been able to manage the drainage system of Georgetown. If we had left those things to the management of City Hall directly, then I ponder what would have happened to the residents of Georgetown, and particularly South Georgetown.
That's all for now. Thank you for sharing your time with us. We would love to hear from you about developments in your community. Visit our website at www.mlgrd.gov.gy and be sure to follow our message or Facebook page at Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. This has been the Local Government Forum. I am Whitney Ethard. See you next week.